A guy in his 20s was with his mother in the car when she drove off a bridge. The guy survived, but his mother wasn't as lucky. The guy who survived is named Paris, and he works dredging Caddo Lake, a mysterious body of water in Texas. Paris spends his time trying to figure out what caused his mother to have a seizure and drive off the bridge. In that same area lives Ellie, along with her mother Celeste, her stepfather Daniel, and her stepsister Anna. On the way home, Ellie notices that the lake is drying up, and when they arrive at home, they find an alligator cut in half, which intrigues Ellie. Meanwhile, Paris visits Dr. Mitchell, the doctor who treated his mother. The doctor tells him that his mother suffered from chronic myoclonic epilepsy, a condition where people lose consciousness. But Paris's mother had also been bleeding from her ears, which puzzles Paris, as he hasn't found any other patient with the same symptom. Moreover, his mother hadn't had an episode in 6 years. The doctor says it was just an unfortunate time for an episode. On his way home, Paris runs into his girlfriend, from whom he had distanced himself due to the trauma of the accident. She comes to tell him she's moving to Houston. After having sex, Paris apologizes to her for walking away. She comforts him because she understands the pain Paris is in and doesn't want him to walk away again. Back with Ellie and her family, she helps Anna pull out a loose tooth. Ellie is a girl who resents her stepfather and his family, always telling her mother that they are not her real family.
I'm not related to any of these people.
Leading to constant fights. Ellie tells her mother that she investigated her father's disappearance and that since he was never found, people believe he is dead. Her mother avoids discussing it. As she packs to leave home because she no longer wants to stay, Anna shows her a necklace she found in Celeste's jewelry box. Ellie pays little attention, and after another fight with her mother, she leaves to stay with a friend. Daniel tries to stop her kindly, but she doesn't listen. Meanwhile, Paris's girlfriend leaves, and as they say goodbye, Paris's dog starts barking toward the lake. Ellie's boat engine dies in the middle of the lake, and both hear strange noises coming from the water. Ellie starts seeing wolves near the lake as the water level drops. At her friend's house, she mentions how strange it is to see wolves near the lake, as there shouldn't be any. The next day, her mother calls to tell her that Anna has gone missing. Ellie rushes home, where everyone is frantic, seeking help to find Anna. Daniel asks about the boat, which has also mysteriously disappeared. Ellie tells him she left it at the dock, though Daniel seems to think she's lying. Meanwhile, Paris is working on the lake, and as he ventures deeper, he loses communication with his coworker. After seeing some footprints, something strange happens, causing him to lose his hearing and panic. His coworker arrives just in time. Back on the boat, Paris finds a necklace, the same one Anna showed Ellie before she left. But when Paris goes to his father's house, he realizes his mother had the same necklace. There, he meets his sick father, who sees Paris's obsession with the accident and begs him to move on. Ellie's family and the local authorities begin searching the lake for Anna, but by nightfall, they only find her boat floating in the water. Paris takes his girlfriend to the lake, to the exact spot where he lost his hearing, but nothing happens this time.
For some reason it ain't happening.
He then tells her that what happened to him at the lake was very similar to his mother's episodes. The next day, family members and townspeople organize again to continue searching for Anna. Paris shows his girlfriend that he found a connection between his mother's seizures and the lake's drought. His girlfriend is skeptical about Paris's findings and thinks the seizures might just be hereditary. She believes Paris is obsessed with his mother's death, and they argue since she stayed in town to be with him. Celeste tells Ellie off for never being home, and that made Anna sad, and she decided to always follow her by going to the lake alone. Ellie says that she just wants to help look for her, and that she'll surely show up, although her mother doesn't think so. Ellie tells her that just because her father disappeared doesn't mean that Anna will too. There her mother confesses to her that her father didn't disappear, but that he left and abandoned them. Ellie is devastated upon hearing this and regrets her behavior. She decides to venture into the lake herself to look for Anna. There, she finds moths like the ones Anna had brought home before. Paris decides to return to the lake, but on the way, he runs into his worried father. In the middle of a conversation, Paris hears the same noise from the lake again and has another seizure. Night falls and Ellie is still searching the lake when her engine dies. Police arrive searching for Anna. Ellie hides, eventually finding herself at the same spot where Paris heard the noise and crosses a portal. Ellie emerges from the portal and finds a fisherman who helps her out of the lake. She walks home, only to realize she has traveled 3 days into the past, to the day Anna disappeared.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
She sees herself arriving by boat, panics, and runs back to the boat, suggesting that she was the one who stole the boat earlier. Ellie starts experiencing the same seizures as Paris. Paris ventures deeper into the lake. Ellie finds an empty boat in the middle of the water and hears Anna's voice. When she goes to her, she crosses the portal again, causing her ears to bleed. On the other side, she finds Anna. Paris, who is near the portal, also hears Anna screaming and crosses it. Anna tells Ellie she went looking for her when she went to her friend's house. Ellie realizes that this happened a month ago when she sees that Anna still has her tooth. Meanwhile, Paris finds Anna injured in a different time. Ellie helps Anna return home while Paris tends to her wound. Ellie enters her house, where she finds his mother angry about the fight she had with the Ellie of the past. Ellie tries to tell Daniel not to let Anna go to the lake, but he doesn't pay much attention, as this was the day Ellie had a big argument with her mother. Paris finds himself in a year where the lake has dried up completely, now a forest full of wolves. Upon exiting the forest, he encounters locals and asks them for help with the girl. Realizing something is strange, he asks what year it is. It's 1952.
What?
His ears bleed, and upon reviewing his research, Paris realizes he can return to his time. However, the place is overrun with wolves. It turns out that Caddo Lake has a time displacement phenomenon that activates when water levels drop. Those who cross the portal usually experience panic attacks and ear bleeding. Meanwhile, Ellie decides to return to the lake to cross the portal again. She crosses, guided by the sound of her phone. When she answers, it's Daniel asking where she is, and she realizes she's back in the present. Determined to find Anna, she leaves the boat and ties a rope to cross the portal again. Paris also crosses and finds the rope nearby. Following it, he crosses back. Ellie crosses again, tying the rope to mark the portal's location, while Paris finds the boat Ellie had just left behind. Ellie finds Anna's clothes, grabs a boat, and leaves. Meanwhile, the police find Paris with Ellie's boat. Frightened, Paris tries to escape but flips over. Ellie realizes she's now in 2005. Injured, Paris is taken away by an ambulance, and there he asks the nurse what year it is, and she tells him that it is in 2022. Ellie starts searching for Anna at the supermarket where they used to go, but she doesn't find her. In the parking lot, she finds a necklace similar to the one Anna had, hanging on the rearview mirror of a truck. She gets into the truck to grab the necklace, and then we realize that the truck belongs to Paris's girlfriend. The girlfriend tells Ellie that the necklace belonged to her boyfriend's mother, who also happened to be named Anna Lang. She has the necklace because Paris gave it to her before he disappeared. And there we realize that Paris is from the year 2003, and it has been lost for 2 years since he entered the portal. Paris's girlfriend asks Ellie if she's seen him, explaining that she misses him and wants to tell him they now have a daughter named Ellie.
What did you just call her?
At that moment, we realize that Paris is actually Ellie's father, and his girlfriend, Celeste, is Ellie's mother. Shocked by this revelation, Ellie runs away, confused about what's happening. Meanwhile, in the hospital, the town sheriff asks Paris if he knows Anna and why he had her boat, but Paris has no answers. At that moment, a downpour begins, signaling the portal is about to close. Ellie heads to an internet cafe to search for information about Anna but finds nothing. Then, she searches for Anna's name with Paris's last name and discovers information about the accident. The accident occurred in 1999, when Anna was 55 years old. Ellie calculates Anna's age when she disappeared, 8 years old, and realizes that Anna lived in 1952. When she looks at a yearbook photo from that time, she recognizes Anna as her stepsister, who is also her grandmother. Meanwhile, Paris asks to go to the bathroom only to try to escape. On the news, they show a photo of Anna, and Paris realizes she is the same girl he left in 1952, his own mother. Ellie continues looking at photos of her grandmother over the years, of her father and grandfather. Paris finds his hospitalized father and tells him that he found his mother at the lake when she was a child and saved her. He tells him that his mother wasn't sick and that the episodes she had were caused by the lake. He promises to go back in time to return to him and Celeste. As he leaves the hotel, he steals a minivan, which happens to belong to Celeste and Daniel. When Celeste sees him, she can't believe it's him. Quickly, Paris heads to the lake, being chased by the police. Ellie also returns to the lake to go back to her own time. Paris is cornered on the same bridge where the accident happened, and with no other option, he decides to jump off the bridge. As she crosses the portal, Ellie drops her grandmother's necklace. Paris tries to return through the portal, but as the dam breaks, he hits his head and drowns in the process. Ellie manages to return to her own time just as the portal closes. There, Daniel finds her and tells her that a guy who looks like his mother's ex had the boat that Anna disappeared on and that this guy jumped into the dam. Ellie realizes that the stepfather she has been fighting with all this time was actually her great-grandfather. She reconciles with him, understanding that Daniel was always part of her family, and she assures him that Anna will be okay. When she gets home, she finds her mother in shock, watching the news where they show a photo of her father. Ellie tells Celeste that she knows he's her father and that he was trying to come back to her. Ellie shows her mother a school photo of Anna from 1952 and hugs her, explaining that neither Anna nor Paris wanted to abandon them. And that's how the movie ends.